Welcome, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. If you've ever stopped to wonder how your private texts actually stay private, or how your bank keeps your money safe, even when you're connected to some sketchy public coffee shop Wi-Fi, well, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're going to unpack the invisible mathematical mechanics that protect our everyday digital lives. It's a topic that might sound a little intimidating at first, but I promise when we break it down step by step, it is just fascinating. So let's dive right in. Think about a totally ordinary action, something you probably literally just did this morning. Log in into your college student portal, checking your bank account, whatever it is. The absolute second you hit enter, a complex mathematical war is instantly waged across the internet to protect your data from eavesdroppers. But how does it actually work? How do we build a completely secure system from scratch over a public network where anyone, and I mean anyone, could be listening? That is the ultimate puzzle we're going to solve today. So here is our roadmap for the explainer. First up, the Cryptography Toolkit. 2, hashes, which are basically digital fingerprints. 3, proving identity with digital signatures. 4, building trust with PKI. And finally, number 5, the quantum threat. All right, moving to section 1, the Cryptography Toolkit. Okay, before we can even think about securing the global internet, we really have to solve the most fundamental problem of them all. How do you safely share a secret key online? In the physical world, it's easy, right? We could just meet up, I hand you a key, done. But in cyberspace, we are communicating through routers owned by complete strangers. If an attacker intercepts that key along the way, well, the lock is entirely useless. To fix this, cryptographers built 2 incredible tools. First, we have symmetric encryption. This uses the exact same key to lock and unlock data, things like AES or Cha-Cha-20. It is lightning fast, but sharing that single key is super dangerous. So, to solve the sharing problem, we invented asymmetric encryption, algorithms like RSA and ECC. This uses a pair of keys, a public key and a private key. Think of the public key like an open snap padlock. You can hand it out to anyone in the world. They snap it shut to lock a message just for you, but only you hold the private key, the only thing that can unlock it. It brilliantly solves the sharing problem. But actually, scratch that, it's pretty slow. So in the real world, we just use both. Asymmetric encryption safely shares a temporary symmetric key, and then that fast symmetric key encrypts the actual heavy-duty data. Which brings us to section 2, hashes, the digital fingerprint. So, we've successfully hidden our message from prying eyes. Awesome. But what if an attacker intercepts our encrypted message and, even though they can't read it, they just scramble the data or alter it in transit? How would the receiver even know the message was messed with? Enter the hash function, like SHA-256. A hash function takes any amount of data and crushes it down into a fixed-size string of characters called a digest. Now, this is absolutely crucial to remember. Hashing is not encryption. It is a one-way street. It cannot be reversed to recover the original data. It acts as a totally unique digital fingerprint. If even a single comma in a massive essay is changed, the resulting hash fingerprint will be completely different, instantly alerting us that the data's integrity has been compromised. All right, section 3, proving identity with digital signatures. Okay, so now we can hide our message and we can prove it hasn't been altered. Great, but how do you prove that the message actually came from the person who claims to have sent it? This brings us to digital signatures, things like ECDSA. A digital signature proves both the origin and the integrity of a message. Think of it kind of like a tamper-proof wax seal on an envelope, stamped with a ring that only one specific person in the whole world possesses. It uses a private signing key to create that seal and a public verification key that anyone can check. Let's break down exactly how this mathematical magic happens in action. Step 1, the sender creates a hash, that digital fingerprint we just talked about, of their message. Step 2, the sender encrypts that hash using their own deeply protected private key. That encrypted hash, that is the digital signature. When you receive it, you use the sender's public key to unlock the signature. If the hash inside perfectly matches a brand new hash you generate from the message yourself, boom, you know with absolute certainty exactly who sent it. So, just to recap, here is our complete toolkit. Symmetric encryption for lightning-fast speed, asymmetric encryption for safe sharing, hashes for irreversible integrity, and digital signatures for authenticity. Lock these 4 concepts in your mind because we are about to combine the whole shebang to secure the entire web. Moving right along to section 4, building trust with PKI. We have all the mathematical tools we need now, but there's one glaring real-world loophole left. Let's say you get a public key claiming to be from your university or your bank.
how do you actually know that public key belongs to them and not to some clever imposter sitting a few tables away in the coffee shop? Well, to solve this, we rely on public key infrastructure, or PKI. You can think of PKI as the digital ID card system of the internet. It's the framework that securely binds public keys to specific, real-world identities, and it does this through entities called certificate authorities. These are trusted organizations that verify exactly who you are and then issue a digital certificate, which is basically an electronic passport that mathematically proves your public key truly belongs to you.
Let's see how this all builds into a seamless process that you use every single day: HTTPS and TLS. When you type your college portal's address into your browser, the server immediately presents its digital certificate. Your browser then checks the PKI to verify that certificate chain. Once it's verified, the browser and server use asymmetric encryption to safely agree on temporary symmetric session keys. From that millisecond on, your entire session is locked down, protecting your passwords and data from any eavesdropping or active tampering. But as your host for this explainer, I've got to give you a crucial real-world caveat here. Cryptography is incredibly powerful, for sure, but it isn't magic. TLS and HTTPS only protect data in transit, meaning as it moves through the cables and routers. It does absolutely nothing to protect you if you willingly type your password into a fake phishing website, or if your password is password123, or if your laptop is already infected with malware that's just capturing your keystrokes. The math is flawless, but at the end of the day, human behavior still matters immensely. Finally, Section 5, the quantum threat. So, we've built an incredible, highly secure digital vault that protects global communication today. But what happens if the foundational math itself is suddenly broken? Let's talk about the future. The reality is, our entire asymmetric encryption system relies on math problems that are virtually impossible for traditional computers to solve. However, large future quantum computers, they operate on completely different rules of physics. They possess a massive calculating power that threatens to unravel these specific mathematical puzzles in a fraction of the time. If and when these powerful quantum computers are actually built, the algorithms like RSA and ECC that currently protect our digital identities could be completely shattered. But don't panic just yet. The cybersecurity world isn't just sitting around waiting for the sky to fall. There is a cutting-edge, real-world solution already in motion. In August 2024, NIST officially finalized its first 3 post-quantum cryptography standards. This includes new, incredibly advanced algorithms like MLChem. This marks the beginning of a massive global migration toward quantum-resistant cryptography, fundamentally upgrading the math that protects the entire internet. But I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought. Even as we adopt these shiny new post-quantum standards, what about the encrypted data that attackers are just scooping up and storing today? Will your current data be safe when tomorrow's quantum computers finally turn on? You see, cryptography isn't a static wall we just build once. It is an ongoing, never-ending mathematical arms race protecting our digital lives. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep questioning how the digital world works, and I'll see you next time.